How's it going, everyone? My name is Adam Mullet. I'm a freshman here at Western Illinois. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. So to talk about my background history for football, I started playing when I was just about 8 years old. It was flag football, and then that went to playing youth football and starting to play Pee Wee ball. So ever since then, I've been playing. I've always been playing quarterback for the most part. I played running back a little bit, but today in this speech, what I'm mainly going to be talking to you about is how to throw a perfect spiral. So what I think my credibility is for this is that I play quarterback here at Western. It's a high level college to go to for school, so I think I have some good expertise to give you guys some tips on how to throw a good spiral. So there's three main parts I want to talk about. The first part is the grip on the football. So what I do is I have two fingers on the laces, my ring finger and my pinky finger. The middle finger is right in front of the first lace, and the index finger is close to the tip of the ball. My thumb is right below my middle finger, and this provides a good amount of pressure on it. So you really want to have pressure on these two fingers the most when you're throwing the ball. And so then the next thing for people with smaller hands is that they can kind of bring their index finger in from the tip to just the very beginning of the laces right here. So then once you do that, your index finger and thumb should be on top of each other right now. So we should be good. And then you want to make sure to not have your hands so tight on the ball. You want to hold the ball with your fingertips, and you don't want to grasp onto it and not have like a pocket in between your hand and the ball. So what I do is I hold the ball by my fingertips, and then there's a small gap right here, and you want to have that gap so you're not palming the ball and breaking your wrist when you're throwing. So you want to have it so the ball comes off your fingers, and the last thing that touches it is your index finger. So it should look like this, in that sort of angle. Then part two is throwing a spiral. So something that people may not know about throwing a good spiral is having correct feet positioning. So you want to have your feet aligned ahead of you, and your shoulders should be the same width as your feet. So have the shoulders pointed to your target when you're making your throw, and then you want to step in with your lead foot and then come through with your left arm or right arm, depending on what your strongest arm is. So you want to come in with that and then have the balance. This is basically just for balance. And you want to have your arm at a 90-degree angle like this. You want to have it up so you're not throwing it like a baseball, because then you won't have a good spiral. So you want to have it high up like this, and then when you're coming through, this is when your arm will be above your ear. So you want to have your hand and the ball above your ear when you're throwing, and then you're going to finish off with your index and thumb coming completely across your body into the left side pocket. So if you're throwing with your left arm, it's the same thing. You're just going to twist it, and it's going to come into your other pocket. All right, so something that you need to know about the fourth stage of part two is the follow through of it. Because if you don't have a fluid follow through, then your balls are going to be inconsistent, and if you're stopping the motion of the pass, then you won't be able to follow through all the way, and the ball will kind of stop and throw like a knuckleball and be wobbly. So you want to make sure that you're following all the way through with your throw and be very smooth. So part three, improving your spirals. For the first stage, just being smooth with your throwing motion, just practice it. You should be able to do it in your sleep by the time you've just been working on it for a long time. And it's just super important to be nice and fluid with it, and directing your body to where you're throwing and bringing your momentum from your hips into the throw and following through all the way. So before you want to throw, you definitely want to stretch out your body. The main parts to stretch are your shoulders, your arms, your biceps, the triceps, your back for sure, and even just your legs too, because your legs are involved a lot when you're making a pass as well. And then you want to have a strong upper body when you're throwing. It is important to have a strong lower body as well, but the most amount of work is coming from your arm. So you want to have really strong forearms. You want to have a good strong biceps and triceps as well. And then having a strong shoulder is important to making hard, accurate passes as well. So the fifth stage, hand and wrist strength, is very important. So if you guys want to throw a really tight spiral and be consistent and accurate with your passes, then I would recommend working on hand strength and wrist strength. It's important to always have a straight line with your ball when you're throwing it. So you don't want to break your wrist like this. You want to have it straight on, so then when the ball comes off your fingertips, the index finger is the last thing to touch it. And then if these stages are confusing to you, just take time with it. All you really need to focus on is just practice over time. So there's basically just a couple more things just to review, wrap it up. Index finger, tip of the ball, at least 2 fingers in between the laces right here, and then the middle finger, thumb should be aligned with each other, and you can just hold the ball like this and just lay your fingers on top. And then you want to make sure that you're aligned to your target. You want to have a good bend in your knees. You want to bring the ball back 90 degrees, step into your throw, bring this arm through, and then you're going to be coming through like this and following through. So you just want to go like this and follow through like that. So that is it for this video. I hope that you guys learned a lot about throwing, and hopefully you guys can throw spirals too.